Kia ora and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elvie and today we are actually looking at a watercolour set. Now I did say I will not buy any watercolour sets, but this one, it kind of felt right to get just because it is a refill of sorts for particularly my travel set. Since I was so smart and did not bring any tubes down, there are ways around it that I'll just be taking from these half bands, but it is nice to just have the colours I tend to use the most in tube form. And when I was looking, I saw this. It's a core set of watercolours. It was on Jacksons and it was on sale for about $8 New Zealand, so that is so affordable for watercolour tubes. And I had I think $6 worth of points to get off, and then including shipping it was like $10 total. So I justified it for myself, let's just say. So this is the box it came in. You open it up, it comes with 3 different colours. We've got nickel azure yellow, quinacridone magenta and ultramarine blue, so a pretty good combo of colours, especially the ultramarine I'm excited to try. So I'll swatch them out for you guys now. So before I do that, I'll just show you the tubes real quick. So this one is the ultramarine blue. You've got the name up here. You've also got the series number, light fastness information, then you've got the pigment and yeah, where it's made and stuff. So these are United States of America paints. The company that makes them also do a very popular acrylic paint brand, which is Golden Acrylic Paint. Now I'm just doing little dabs because I don't need a lot on this pen, since these are mainly just for refill. Next up is the nickel azure yellow. Again, the series, light fastness and pigment information, plus a warning, which is only for the US, so that's fun. Now, with core paints, they are really interesting when they react to water on the paper first. So I will be putting down a layer of water on the paper just to see how they bloom. And then once that's dry, I'll do a more opaque layer over top. So we'll start with the nickel azure yellow. So you can see the blooming there, which is quite beautiful. There we go. Oh, what am I doing there? Alrighty. Next up is the quinacridone magenta. So I'll do the same thing. Water down first. If anyone's curious, the paper I am using is the Etchers Sketchbook, 100% cotton one that you can get off Jackson's. Wow. It's very satisfying. It's a very strong colour. So the reason it does this, it's explained a lot, but it's got synthetic oxgall binder, which makes it bloom like this, which is really beautiful. But these paints are notorious for staining, so it's quite hard if you do a lot of lifting techniques to remove the paints once they're there. But they are such strong pigments, I think. Oh, look at that. Just beautiful. It'll be interesting to see how the ultramarine granulates as well, just because I'm not sure. I haven't heard much about the granulating qualities of their paints. So I'll just let those do their thing, and yeah, I'll give them a bit to dry, but I'll come back to you guys when I'm ready for the painting. Okay, so I had my little break and back to it. So I'm going to start with mixing. I'm painting a golden retriever. Forgot how strongly pigmented these colours are. So I'll create a kind of muted orange of sorts for the base. This reference is my friend's grandparents' dog. she's quite an old golden retriever to the point where when it comes to walks, she's no longer the one that wants to go for the walks, so she's pretty precious. I thought it'd be nice to paint her. So I'm just getting a base colour down, just where I want the golden colour. And now for the shadows, I'm going to use a bit of the ultramarine blue, a bit of the chrome and nickel to create a kind of muted colour. It's kind of leaning purple, but that's alright. I'll put it on the nose and a little bit of shading. It just takes me a moment to adjust to the different brands, because different brands of watercolour have different intensities, and Core of course is very intense, which is good. It's just an adjustment, especially if you are used to, it's like Sennelier for example is much more of a layering type of watercolour, but I definitely love Core, especially since you get so much out of the paint because you don't need as much pigment. Now I'm going to move on to the brick. So I'm going to mix up all the colour that I just made. It's quite like a... I think that's kind of the colour I want. Ooh. I do want a lot of it because it is going to be the background colour, so I'll make it a little bit more orange, and that's quite a nice colour. Having a limited colour palette like this is really nice to practice colour mixing, colour theory. It's definitely an adjustment for if you've had like a large set or even a set with 12 colours. It's still an adjustment because you don't have those convenient colours at your will. This like doesn't have your cool blue, but I do prefer ultramarine, so I'm a happy girl. But if you do want that kind of magenta, sienna, yellow colour palette, this might not be the trio for you. This is a really good way to try out Core watercolours though. Like sample sets are amazing, although Core is already quite an affordable watercolour brand compared to a lot of other ones. So just getting this background down. And then we'll come in with that second layer. Continuing with that second layer, I kind of want a more browny colour for the next shade. It's quite beautiful. Oh, it's a bit red. Such easy to like re-wet. Alrighty, so I've actually done the rest of the painting and I took off the masking tape. So we will go in and do the second layer of paint over top of our swatches. So go in with the nickel yellow. I'm going in with a lot more paint than the first time. And I'll just go over the black dot here just to see how opaque it is. But it's not like extremely heavily pigmented because that's just not how I'd use it in a real scenario, but it's much more of a pigment load than when I did the water swatching. So here we go. That's beautiful, of course. And then finally the ultramarine. Now, I don't know if you can see, I'll give you a closer look when these dry, but there's a little bit of granulation here, but not a lot. Alrighty. Ignore the screaming. Those are just my flatmates, don't worry. Alrighty, there we go. Those are the swatches, and we'll come right back to you when they are dry to give you a final rundown on my thoughts and opinions, plus showing you them all dry. Alrighty, so here we have the finished product. I'll move these away so you can see it all up and close. So we've got the swatches, you can see not too much granulation going on here, the magenta and the nickels, and then of course the painting, quite an orange brown leaning painting, but it's good to know what you can kind of mix with the trio. It's a very open trio when it comes to colour mixes, so yeah, I hope it was a fun, interesting video and helpful in any way, and yeah, I definitely recommend this trio set. And it is definitely a great way to try Core as a brand, and yeah, not commit to a very expensive set of theirs. But yeah, enjoy painting. I hope it was fun and interesting watching, and have an amazing rest of your day.